Thanks for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts or listen to music. When you have an opportunity, please give us a 5-star review, write a little note, tell us how we're doing. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep this thing going. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at Facebook at Hidden Tracks. Instagram is at HiddenTracks99, and if you'd like to send in submissions or talk to us or give us any feedback about what we're doing, our email is myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Welcome again to this week's edition of Hidden Tracks. This week I am here with Sam Porter and John Garrison of the awesome Chicago punk, hardcore, emo rock band. We don't fucking genre label, but to give you something for me, they're fucking awesome rock and roll. So Sam, John, welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us on. What's up, Shane?
Yeah, thank you, Shane.
It's my pleasure to have you guys here. Found you on where I spend my life, which is Bandcamp, searching for the nuggets of truth out there, which is awesome fucking music. Got to weed through a lot of shit sometimes, but
yeah. What were you searching that we came up on?
You came up under the emo label, which when I started to hear the first, we try not to be afraid of the E word here, but because it pigeonholes in certain areas where I just think it was, a blip in time where, we can label things as that now and not be afraid of it. But for me, your sound is more of that Midwestern hard rock with a little emo tinge and some punk into it. And, I told my friend, I was like, if you like Rise Against, you're going to fucking love these guys because they're take you down a different hole there. So.
Cool. Yeah, it is weird. There's just like so many different little genres that kind of get attributed to us a lot. And just in the landscape of music right now, it's interesting to see like what, if someone's like, you should check out this band, they're kind of like a punk band or they're kind of like an emo band. It's really a gamble as to what they're going to sound like. It's like the genres are just like so wide at this point.
Yeah, you definitely don't know what you're going to get. I mean, that's the big thing too. When people start labeling things, and I'll listen to it and be like, "Oh, dude, you got to check out this band. They're totally post-hardcore." And I'll listen to it. I'm like, "Yeah, no, that's grunge, bro." Like,
yeah.
People have different theories on different sounds of music, and that's fine. And I just want people to be able to listen to it and get it.
Totally.
My girlfriend was the other day. She was like, "You guys are you even a punk band? You're like an alternative band." I'm like, nobody says the word alternative anymore except
my mother.
90s DJ. Yeah, people's parents and DJs from the 90s or whatever. Yeah, we're in an alternative band.
We're alternative.
We have piercings and shit.
We're an alt rock band, I guess. Yeah, it's weird. And like, I feel like folks in Europe like are like, oh, you're not like a punk band, because I think that it's got a little bit more of like like you think of punk rock, maybe you think of something like a little bit more like street punk, like more like leather jackets and like spiky hair and stuff like that. But I don't know, that's part of the punk realm too. But so are like the Menzingers. Yeah. It's just strange.
Yeah, it's weird how thing categorizes, but listen, all you got to worry about is if someone's going to listen to it, not what someone wants to call you. So you had an album drop a couple months ago, Laughs. It is pretty amazing to the point where every song, to me, at least in my ears, was every song was different than the next, and it told like it was kind of a journey to listen to. It was like a little bit of a story to it when I listened to it. I don't think it was meant to be that way, but I heard just like things that I was like, oh, sometimes it tied back. And you released it during a time, and so I'm guessing you recorded and put all the stuff together during another crazy time in everyone's lives. And I mean, how was that whole process leading up to getting Laughs out?
Man, it was, well, it was honestly like we had a lot of time, we had a lot of time to get it done after the recording was done. But we recorded it prior to the pandemic, like just a couple of probably a week before everything shut down was like our last day tracking. So yeah, we recorded it out in Massachusetts with Jay Moss, in Haverhill, and finished the first week of March, and then came back and everything kind of shut down, and we didn't see each other for a while. We practiced like one time, and then as everything shut down, we all obviously were in lockdown mode and pretty freaked out, and we during that time really kind of started to just like mix the record via email and kind of get our grips on what we wanted to do for like album cover and music videos and stuff like that. So silver lining to kind of the crazy year that it was we just had like a luxury amount of time to kind of develop the record into what it became.
Well, it's nice that you also, like, when it came out, it was kind of, we were getting back to some normalcy in the world a little bit at a time. And when you came out with the album, it was like right at that pivotal point where people were starting to, all of a sudden shows started popping up like, hey, we're going to play in September. And then, hey, we got a new album coming out in a couple weeks. And it was this awesome thing that stuff just started popping up again. And when I saw this, this album and I was listening to it, I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, I think we could be back. Like, it gave me that little bit of sensation. Like, I heard something a little different than what I've been hearing. I was like, all right, we could be getting back to normalcy. And it was a pretty cool thing for me to have that to hold on to be like, all right, things are getting better.
That's awesome. Yeah. I wonder a lot about like who went into the pandemic being like, all right, I'm going to buckle down and like write 3 records. And I wonder how many songs they wrote, how many of them got put out, and how good they were. Because I was like not inspired to make anything during like the lockdown portion of my life. So I wonder, if there was like a little bit of lull of like what kind of bedroom records were coming out or whatever.
The closet tapes, as we call them.
Yeah. Obviously, Bo Burnham rocked it. He killed it.
So I want to get into some personal stuff here. I'm going to start with John, and I'm going to ask you if you have a time in your life since you are a musician, do you remember your first musical memory, like what the song was or what the band was, the first time you heard music that, when you were a little kid that just said, wow, what is this?
Yeah, it was I was at Barnes & Noble with my dad, and he got Neil Young's Greatest Hits. And before that, I like listening to like Smash Mouth and like Train and bands like that. And then he put on the Neil Young's Greatest Hits CD, and I was like, this is like actually really good music. And my brother really liked it too. So yeah, I think that's my first memory, and that's like the record I learned how to play drums too, because I would just put it on like on a boombox in my parents' basement and like kind of just drum along to it.
Wow, Neil Young, that's awesome to hear for someone young like yourself.
Yeah, I think my first live like experience was I was just talking to our bandmate Anthony about this because we were driving to band practice, and Everlong by Foo Fighters came on the radio, and I was telling him about when my brother was in high school, when he was a senior in high school. So I'm 6 years younger, so I was like probably like 12 or something. When my brother was a senior in high school, he started this band and they played Everlong at the senior talent show, and I just remember them like going nuts on stage, like rocking the fuck out on stage, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
That's awesome. That's that older brother influence. I can grasp with that. My brother was 10 years older than me, so I had like a major difference in music of growing up listening to stuff from like, my parents to my brother to then my sister was 4 years older than me. So like I had all these awesome waves of music that I just was surrounded by. So having that elderly influence from a sibling too is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's
have.
pretty rad. They kind of help teach you what's cool and not.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, some people used to shit on me because I had an older sister and it was the late 80s and she was big into The Cure, the Psychedelic Furs, Depeche Mode. And, I would listen to it too because I thought it was cool. My sister listened to it. And then my friends would be like, dude, that's pussy music. What are you listening to that for? And I'm like, it's awesome. And now that they're, up in their 40s, they're like, yeah, we're sorry, man. The Cure's pretty fucking rad. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Nice.
So how about you, Sam? Do you remember your first musical memory?
I had cool older brothers as well. So I felt like there was no like aha moment, but I kind of just dug through my older brother Evan's stuff all the time and kind of, I think he was getting music from his older friends. So I would kind of just find like random, like right when like pirating music became like a thing that we could do on dial-up internet. We had like Napster and LimeWire. And I remember, the first two songs that he pirated were like Miss Jackson by Outkast and Pints of a Guinness Make You Strong by Against Me. Very different very different realms
and that's
of music.
when Sam Porter started.
But both great songs, like both really, really fucking awesome songs. And from there it was just like a steady stream of just like, and my brother was kind of starting little punk bands and stuff. And I really got to see them like practice in my basement and kind of like transform into, I don't know. I already looked up to them a lot, but they seemed to transform into like even cooler people when they had guitars and drums and stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I want to learn how to do that. So I think that's kind of why I wanted to do it, so I could hang with the older kids.
So, I mean, the both of you, John and Sam, I mean, you had that brother influence that were having their bands ahead of you. I mean, I guess, John, was that like you saw that and you're like, yeah, I want to do that and I want to do it better? Or is it like, I just want to kind of do what they're doing because they seem cool?
No, it wasn't like a competition. It was just more like that just seems really fun and like really cool. And I was just getting into music and like kind of getting into punk music after that and deciding that that's like the type of art that I wanted to help put out in the world. It wasn't trying to like be better than him. Just
no sibling
I wasn't good
push you harder.
No, I wasn't like doing sports or anything like that. And I just thought that like playing like rock music was way more fun.
How about you, Sam?
I was just trying to like impress them. I was like trying to like get to learn like riffs and stuff that they would go like, oh, holy shit, that was cool. And because I was like such a little kid, and it's not like they're trying to impress me, like I would overshoot and like learn something that was maybe actually like pretty impressive for my age. And that was kind of just like, it was the same with like skateboarding and stuff too. I was like just trying to get good enough so that they would be like, holy shit, like his little brother is like really good at guitar, really, really good at skating or whatever. So I guess it was like not competitive, but just like, I just wanted to fucking run with the big dogs as like a little scrappy blonde bowl cut kid,
The infamous bowl cut.
Hell yeah, bring it back.
Did you just like pick up their guitar one day? Did you have your own, or did you take lessons? What was that like for you? Were you just trying to figure shit out on your own, or did you have some semblance of, structure?
Oh no, I like there was like an acoustic guitar that was just floating around my house all the time. It was like a Yamaha classical guitar. And I just like, I somehow knew about tablature. I knew that you could look up how to play songs. So I looked up how to play the Inspector Gadget theme song and learned how to play that. And then I learned Last Resort by Papa Roach. And I could only play it with one finger. And then eventually I got 2 fingers down and it just kind of went from there. So Outcast, Against Me, the Inspector Gadget theme song,
and Papa Roach. This is awesome. I mean, this is right now we're on pace for the best interview ever with this story.
That's just how it went. I'm just being honest. It wasn't my guitar.
So much sense, like hearing Sam's early influences and then watching him play guitar, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Now I have to pay attention more to see if there's like an Inspector Gadget riff somewhere along the lines that you don't even know
sure
that you're doing
is.
subconsciously.
He hasn't told the rest of us yet.
So, I mean, you're a young kid and you're learning to play music, both of you. Sam, do you remember the first song that you ever wrote? And I mean, it's that thing when you're sitting in your room, probably 12 years old, singing about, something that happened in school or some teacher you hate or some girl you like or some boy you want to beat up. Like, do you remember your first song you wrote?
No, I don't. And I like there was this when I moved to Chicago, there was this like house that had punk shows a lot, and I really wanted to play there. And I was in a band prior that I didn't really write the songs for. I wrote some lyrics and stuff, but I never like really contributed like a song. And so that band broke up, and me and John were kind of just starting this band, but it hadn't really taken off yet. I really wanted to play this show at this house. And so I kind of tried to like scrape together a bunch of songs, and I wrote a few that I remember being kind of fucking cool, but I have no goddamn idea how they went. I played the show. It was cool. I covered like Two-Headed Boy and like one other song. And then, I like wrote 5 songs for it. And I don't remember how one of them had like a harmonica in it. Like I had like a harmonica thing around my neck. But they were probably real fucking slapped together. But I don't know. I wish I remembered them just so I could listen back and go like, oh, that's bad. You've gotten better, but I don't have a reference point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love John's punchlines out in the back. Like, what? Like, how are you just finding this out?
I wasn't there. I still lived in the suburbs.
Well, he's never talked about having a harmonica around his neck before and performing?
I've never seen him with a harmonica around the neck.
I still got it.
Maybe it's a good thing, He tried it out, and it wasn't for our band.
It was so cool to like, I figured out, because I never knew how people did the harmonica thing. I was like, damn, that seems like when you see like the dude who's got like cymbals between his knees and like a bass drum that like, they like just a one-man band. I was always like, oh shit, this is maybe a little circusy that the guy has, that Bob Dylan has the harmonica or whatever. But then I found out that it's just in the key of the song that you're playing in. I'm not dogging on harmonica players like it's an easy thing, because there is definitely like craft and talent that can go into like writing harmonica parts. But I basically just like wheezed into the harmonica in the key of the song I was playing in, and it was probably pretty impressive because nobody else was busting out a harmonica at this like punk house. So I was pretty stoked on it.
I bet it was kind of like a ska thing, like when you add horns to a punk song.
Yeah, and I was probably having a panic attack and just like breathing in, so it probably was just like just like horror sounds.
Was that at the Star Wars? What was that place called?
The Lily Pad.
Okay.
That became Wolf House.
So, John, do you remember the first time you got together with people and came up with a song? Do you remember what it was?
I remember learning Peace Sells, but Who's Buying by Megadeth in 6th grade with some friends and playing it at the 6th grade talent show. We didn't write that song, though. I don't remember the first I
was going to say, I think Dave Mustaine wrote that song, but I mean...
Yeah, I don't even like that song. I was just happy to play drums at a show. A show in quotes. I don't remember like when I got into high school and I met Sam and like all these kind of older kids, because I'm a couple years younger than Sam. They were all like kind of trying to play music and whatnot, and I would sometimes like drum in their bands, but I don't remember like the first one that we came up with at all.
Yeah. I remember the first time me and John ever got together to play music together, we learned how to play Back to the Motor League by Propagandhi. A really bad version of it, but that was that's a memory that is pretty vivid.
I remember that clearly, yeah.
I know Propagandhi is a big influence in the punk scene. It was a big influence on me back in the 90s. And I mean, how did you guys find out about a band like Propagandhi? Was it just going around in the circles like that? Because I mean, they went away for a while and then they came back, and then, you know, one of bands that I absolutely love, John K. Sampson, Weaker Thins, was part of Propagandhi. So, I mean, there's a long spell there too. I mean, what was Propagandhi like to you guys to find something like that?
For me, it was a CD that I got from my brother called Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes. And like being good at using the internet days for me, like I didn't really know how to like use it to my advantage, but like I just thought that's the only record that I knew. That was the only record that I listened to by them, and I love every fucking song on that record. And that was kind of also the era where, like, for me, if I brought up Propagandhi in like a punk circle, people would talk about How to Clean Everything being like their best record. And it's much different and hard to go back to and listen to if all you're listening to is Today's Empires.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I've been like a lifelong fan. I feel like every single record they put out is better than the last one. They have like incredible artistic integrity. But yeah, that song is just like has so like Back to the Motor League, I think, is like it goes so hard, but it also retains this like incredible sense of humor. So I was just really into it.
Now that'll lead to my next question. Start with John. It's a hard question to always ask, but like, do you have a favorite band, or just like the band that inspires you the most, or the one that you always count on? I know it's hard because I'm a guy who I would say it's hard for me to always narrow it down because I have thousands of favorite bands, but I'll always go to like 3 of them. Do you have a band that you just, if somebody said like, who's your favorite band with a gun to your head, you could pull it out?
Yeah, probably Mouse.
That was fast. Could be a record on this show.
Yeah.
How about
we've had a little bit of practice with the favorite band question. I would say, I mean, it's a pretty big tie for me between Clash and Against Me.
Awesome. Now, next one. Who's your guilty pleasure? Someone that someone
I don't
would
feel
be
guilty for
No,
anything.
You're not going to invite us on this podcast and humiliate us, Shane.
Listen, this is how it goes, okay? I'm in my 40s, and I understand that I don't give a fuck, but there's a millisecond when someone walks in on you, one of your best friends, and you're listening to something that's a little bit suspect outside of your area, and you have a millisecond before you say, I don't care, it's good, where you're like, oh, shit. So there has to be something.
Modern Baseball. They get shit on so much. I love that band.
It's a strange vocal, but yeah, I think Modern Baseball is great.
I think they're fantastic too.
Are they? They're East Coast, right? They're Philly.
Yep.
Or they're Jersey.
Yep.
Where are they from?
They are Philly.
Cool. Solid.
Yeah, I mean, like, see, I'm going to something where it just came out last week or so, but Miley Cyrus's version of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica with Elton John is off the fucking hook. And when I told somebody that, they're like, what? And I'm like, well, no, it's awesome. You know, you still get that. You can still have something really bad. Like, I mean, Modern Baseball is that. To me, that's a cop-out, guys, really. Like, you don't listen to BTS or something to get going, or the Spice Girls when you're driving along on a long ride and you're all singing together.
Okay, the thing that we forget about, though, is that, like, we're all really into music. So, like BTS, I have no shame in listening to BTS unless it's, like, a weird era, you know? Where, like, you're like, okay, I know this era sucks, but, like, what's it feel like to be a ghost? Like, that is a diamond in the rough on a bad record, in my opinion. Anyways, my fucking guilty pleasure right now is the new Doja Cat record, which I only would feel guilty in like my circle of friends, because I don't think everybody else is just listening to like R&B songs about wanting to bang everything. But I am, and I like it a lot.
Doja Cat, never heard of it. Cool.
Now John's gonna look it up and play it later. And
I am looking it up.
Send you horrible text messages about your music
good.
taste, Sam.
It's good.
I actually thought of another one. I like the 1989 album by Taylor Swift a lot.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's like really fun and catchy.
Listen, she puts out hits. It's unfortunate, but you know.
Oh, all right. I thought of another one. Actually, two that I legitimately am like, when people have like were to walk in and I was listening to it, I would feel weird. Crass is a band that I like love, and I know is like kind of polarizing. I don't know. Like that's a CD that I found in my brother's bedroom, and it was just like finding like an alien like skeleton. I was just like, what is this? This is like I didn't know anything about politics or anything, but thought they were really cool. And they were singing about how they like hated the Clash and the Sex Pistols. And I was like, whoa, really? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, I think Crass is up there for me as a guilty pleasure.
All right. See what happened there? You try to play it cool with the modern baseball, and then now we start to dig into things. That's
I've told people I love modern baseball, and they're just like so judgmental. Like, that is disgusting.
What?
That's ridiculous to me. That to me is ridiculous that someone's just like, that's disgusting for a band that's fantastic.
Hey, I mean, they're polarizing enough where when I said it, and you're like an East Coaster, I didn't know if you would be like, okay,
yeah.
For all I know, you're like friends with or ex-friends with all of them or something, and you fucking hate them, and you watched like fame get to their heads, and you know you like their old stuff better. I don't know, Shane. Everyone on the East Coast knows each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small circle, but a big world.
Yeah.
So, when you guys are coming up with new material, and is it a full collaboration? And because I'm sure everybody has different tastes, and likes when it comes to music. I mean, as a band, I know it's always really hard to have everybody on the same page and feel the same way about stuff. But is it simple for you guys to come up with songs, or is it the hard route of fleshing shit out before you even can say, okay, yeah, no, this is the one?
It kind of depends on the song, and I think, Sam, you would agree.
Yeah,
there are a bunch of songs where Sam literally just brought like the whole thing to us, like lyrics, guitar, and everything, and then we were just kind of like, even with some drum ideas and everything, and we would just all throw it together, and it would be fucking awesome. And then there are some that like we'll start with a really rad guitar riff from Sam, and then we'll kind of build on that, and then like, I don't know, someone will have input about some structure thing, and we'll try a bunch of different shit for 2 years, and then lyrics won't come till like way later. So it kind of depends on the song.
Yeah, we don't really have like a tried and true method that we return to. Like, there are a lot of songs like on this last record that we like really built up and broke down and changed many times as a group, you know. And it, like John said, there were a couple songs on the record and on the past record where it's just like I just have an entire song ready to go and kind of an idea of how I think it should go. But there was a lot more collaboration on just the process of writing the last record of songs, for sure.
All right, so I'm going to go with John. What is, in your estimation, your favorite song that the band has put out so far? And then the same question will go to Sam. I want to see if they're the same or different. The best song that you guys have recorded, put out, and that's like, you're like, if somebody wants to know who the band is, and you'll say, here, this is my favorite song that we've done.
It's our cover of Against Me's Problem. I'm no.
Dude. My girlfriend's favorite Kali Masi song is our cover of Adrian Linker's Blue and Red Horses. So
my feelings are hurt. How do you feel?
Awful. But hey, you know what? We did a great job with that thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hurts to Laugh on the new record is really, really fun to play. Let me guess Sam's. Hurts to Laugh on the new record.
Yeah, that was mine too. I was gonna switch my answer because I didn't want to. I wanted to like have people check out 2 songs if they're listening to this podcast, but
well, now they're only going to listen to one. So
yeah,
you guys just screwed yourself.
What were you gonna say, Sam?
No, yeah, I mean, Hurts to Laugh, I think is a banger, and I think it's a sleeper song. I think that it, like, maybe the first time you hear it, you're like, okay, I don't know what all that was about, but then, like, you listen again, and I think it kind of, it's the best chorus on the whole record, and I think everybody's got every person that plays in the band has, like, a little moment in that song where they get to kind of shine.
All right, so we'll push that for you.
Yep, push it.
Yeah. I'll add another one from the first record.
What's your top 10 on the new record, John?
Oh man, let me tell you. I would say "Ghost," the Pottery Scene, which is a song in the first record that we don't really play live very much. That's one that Sam just kind of brought to practice one time, and we fleshed it out. It's a good song.
Yeah. Powerline Days is up there. I think Powerline Days and Sputter are my favorite songs off the first record. And off the second record, I think I really like Still Life. I really love Hurts to Laugh. I think if somebody's going to listen to one song, maybe they should listen to Still Life, because I think it will make them go like, okay, what the fuck else songs does this band have?
Yeah, well, I think that's what the album does. I mean, I think the album, and like I said, when it goes song to song to song, I think everything's a little bit different. And I think there's something in there for everyone to enjoy and listen to. And that's why it's hard to even put a label on what you are, because I think every song is different.
Yeah, totally. And I think that it gives us a little bit of anxiety, or at least speaking for me personally, a little bit of anxiety going into record the songs as a record is, you know, you don't really know as a finished product how well they're going to fit together. You know, it's not like it's a concept record or like I have like any kind of background in music theory or music theater or anything like that. So it's kind of just like, oh shit, like are these songs going to feel cohesive? And they do, because they're coming from the same 4 people, you know?
So let's get to the big thing now that everyone's starting to play shows. You guys are going somewhere, right? And you're going to start playing live again. So what's your...
Are we going anywhere, Sam?
I hope so. God. Wait, is it... Dude, you got to get... I can hear Bonnie rocking a squeaker toy.
Oh, sorry.
She's going nuts on that thing.
My girlfriend. I have like really tight in plugs in right now, so I actually can't hear anything that's going on outside of my head. It
just sounded like you were kind of like letting a few rip every once in a while.
I'm leaving it in for when people listen to it at home and their dogs go fucking nuts. I mean, it's perfect for the background.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. We're going to, you know, fingers crossed. Our eyes are on the Delta variant that's going through Europe right now, to see if we're still going to be able to follow through on some plans that we have to tour Europe in the fall, in November and December. And we'll be making a jaunt down to the fest in Gainesville when it's fest time in October. And we've got a real life record release show coming up in Chicago at the end of August that we're real stoked about. Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, might pepper in a couple other shows here or there, but that is the rest of our year right now, and we're so excited and so curious about how it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm curious myself because there hasn't been anything, and I was going to 9 shows a month, like that was my thing, and all of a sudden shows started popping up, and I literally have tickets like every show from now until fucking December, and I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work. Like, I'm going to Furnace Fest in Alabama, and I'm like, how is this going to work with all these bands and all these people? Like, what's it going to be like?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very anxious to see what an actual show is going to look like.
Yeah, me too. I'm very curious about the way that kind of just like all of the like logistical and stuff surrounding shows, like if it's going to change very much. I feel like before touring the US and doing a lot of shows at different venues and bars, it's like there's not a ton of cleanliness, and we're always sharing microphones and stuff, and I wonder how that stuff is going to change. I wonder how comfortable everybody's going to be pressed up against each other. I hope that everybody's pressed up against each other, because that means that we're playing some pretty full shows. But I don't know. I'm really optimistic, and I'm really excited for all the changes that are going to take place, because I think the things that are going to change are things that probably needed to be changed. Nothing's going to stop people wanting to play music and watch music and take in art. Nothing could stop that. Nothing ever has, and nothing ever will. So I think, I'm looking forward to changes, and I'm looking forward to hanging with people and seeing people and connecting with people with the music that we're making,
Yeah, well, I'm excited to hopefully get to see you guys. I'm still working to see if I'm going to the fest or not, because I'm supposed to be somewhere else, but I'm still working on things like that. But going to get into some self-reflection right now for you guys. I'm going to start with John. And
oh my gosh.
So, and listen, no more cop-out answers. Just give me your truth. If there's one song you had 5 minutes left to live, there's one song you could listen to.
Hurts to Laugh, Kali Masi.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Finish your question, Shane.
What would it be? What song would you listen to? Out of all the songs in the universe, if there was one song that you could only hear one song for the last time, what would it be?
I don't know. Shit.
You don't have like a favorite song that makes you cry, that makes you feel different?
I love all those Neil Young songs.
All right, so a Neil Young song.
Yeah, I would do. I guess if you have a tattoo of a song that you're obligated to make that your answer, I have
probably
"Don't Let It Bring You Down" by Neil Young tattooed on me. I like that one. That actually kind of makes sense, because it's like, don't let it bring you down. It's only castles burning. And I'm like about to die, right?
Yeah.
Or it's just, I'll
look at it this way. Let's not be too morbid. You're just may lose your hearing,
Oh, interesting.
So you can only hear.
Yeah, no, that works. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That's a good
one. All right.
Yeah.
How about you, Sam?
That's a good one. And that's funny, because I didn't know that was the lyric. I didn't know that for some reason. I'm not familiar with the lyrics to that song. I always thought the tattoo on your arm said, "It's only cattle burning." And I was like, that's no, I thought that was just like, I didn't really get it, but I was like, that's fucking gnarly. The farm's burning down. That seems very Neil Young. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Farm aid. Or
he lives on a ranch or something.
Cattles are burning.
Yeah. I'm prepared for this question, because I have like an ongoing, my funeral playlist that I'm like, nobody's DJing but me at my fucking funeral.
Mine's already done. I'm not adding or taking anything away. I'm like, mine's done here. When I go, this is what you're playing, guys.
Yeah, my number one is "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. That song fucks me up. I love it.
Wow.
Definitely the Frank Sinatra version, not the Sid Vicious version.
Not the Sid Vicious version.
I had this little like jewelry box that when I was like a little kid, that when you opened it, it like had like the wind up thing on the bottom and it would play music. And I never knew what song it was. And then I saw a movie last year that had an instrumental version of My Way in it. And I realized that the jewelry box had always been playing that song. And it got me really, really fucking emotional, to be honest, because I just had a lot of, I don't know. It's not like I didn't have jewelry in it or anything. I just had like rocks and shit that I found on the ground and like little like tickets from like little raffles and fairs that I went to as a kid. But like, yeah, I love the melody in that song. And I think that the lyrics are like, I mean, especially if I'm going out, it's just great. It's just like, hey, whatever happened, like I fucked up. I did my best, but I did it the way that I wanted to do it. And it's definitely a good credits rolling song. Yeah. So that's my number one.
Well done. Well done with that.
Shane.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were about to die or lose your hearing, and you had 5 minutes left, what song would you play?
The Scientist, and not the Coldplay version, the Willie Nelson version.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Willie Nelson covering the Coldplay song?
Yeah. Cool. If that doesn't make you cry, you're fucking heartless.
Let me throw it on my funeral playlist.
Yeah. It is a fucking diamond in the rough of a song.
Dude, you got to have your whole funeral playlist be like real tear jerkers, and then just Venga Boys last song, just you know, like you just pick it back up, or just have the whole funeral playlist be shit like that, just so everyone's uncomfortable. They're like, this is party music, the Barbie song, the Venga Bus is here, like our friend is dead. This is really awkward.
I get knocked down, little Chumbawamba, you know.
Yeah. That's fucking.
Do you guys
awesome.
have a Spotify playlist called My Funeral?
I went old school, and I literally made a CD because I'm like, I don't want this playlist to somehow slip out there and then people fucking pick at it.
Do you have it somewhere that your loved ones?
It's in my safe.
Will find.
Safe. Yeah.
Okay, so they know.
Yeah,
my friend, safe.
Yeah, and hanging out with my friends and talking music all the time, they know a lot of the songs that are going to be needed to be played.
Yeah, mine's handwritten sheet music, so people are just gonna have to just sight read it, and just sing it.
Yeah, I'm closing with Smash Mouth All Star, so everybody just goes home fucking with it stuck in their head.
Yeah, just sobbing. Reading All Star from sheet music.
Or what was that? Fast Times at Ridgemont High. At the end, he like pays Van Halen to play at his birthday party. I would have my parents or whoever use all of my life savings to hire Smash Mouth to play at my funeral.
Wow,
that'd be cool.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's going to be $380 well spent.
Wow, that's such a burn. I hope they don't listen to this podcast.
I don't think they're going to listen to it. And if they do, they know.
Dude, we tweeted at them once because we were listening to we were on like a long drive and we were listening to every Now That's What I Call Music in order. And Smash Mouth came on. They had like a few songs on one of them. And we tweeted and tagged them, and we were like, holy shit, like Smash Mouth actually has like a bunch of hits. And they tweeted back a photo of like their platinum record wall. And they're just like, yeah, we know. Like something like that. That was just like a total like dunk. They just dunked on us really hard.
That's a big cock move right there. That's exactly what that is.
Yep. But we made contact with the gods, and they know we exist.
The gods that are Smash Mouth.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome. So do you guys have, if it could be different for either of you two, John, do you have a favorite band that you guys have ever played with that like is just, you were in awe of watching them play before you were supposed to play, or when, you know, if you opened for them? Is there a band that you're just like, holy shit,
That's a really good question. Give me a second to think about it, because every time like questions like this, I feel like on the spot to remember something that once this podcast is over, I'm gonna immediately remember it. Like I'm trying to think of a band that I like discovered like because we played a show with them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. What is yours, Sam?
The first band that came to mind, that's just like a band that I just love that we've gotten to play with a few times, is Signals Midwest. They're just
that's a good answer.
I think they're just really great songs, and they're a tight band. And every time I see them, I just look around and I'm like, how are there not like so many more, like everybody that's there knows every word, but how are there not like way more people that know every word? Because they're just great songs. I really love that band.
I think that's one of the big thing too, and that's why I'm trying to do what I'm doing, is because there's so many bands like that just every song that they put out is literally their hits, and it's like I'll say to somebody, "Hey, have you heard this band?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "What the? How have you not fucking heard of this band?" And it's so weird to me, I guess, because I'm always fleshing out and trying to find new stuff and that just hits me a certain way. And when I feel like when I listen to you guys, when I found it, I was like, you automatically take ownership of it because now it means something different to me. But then when I'll say, "Hey, did you hear it?" And somebody's like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh my God. Well, you have to. Here you go." Like you have to listen to it. And, you know, I've watched some bands go down the path of, well, nobody's listening to us. Nobody's buying our shit. So we're done. And they were fucking amazing bands. And it's so sad to me to watch that.
And they're probably wrong too. Like that's one thing I really learned with just like our band is that like people listen to our record and we have the luxury of being able to see the like statistics of that, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, people don't miss you till you're gone. And, you know, it like, I think I'm a big proponent of people like supporting bands with their money if they can and buying the record and buying the merch, but also just like reaching out and letting a band know that you really like their record, because it does feel really quiet sometimes. It does feel like you put a record out and no one cares. And like, especially when you're not playing shows, it's just like, feels like what's the fucking point? But it takes so long. Like we put out Wind Instrument and like toured for like a super long time. And people are kind of just still finding out about us, you know, and it'll be like that for a long time. I remember like reading something about like Appetite for Destruction or something like that. Where it was just like, it was like 5 years after it came out, or maybe it was like a Guns N' Roses record. It's different Guns N' Roses record or something. It was like years after it came out. And then suddenly it just like hit the right people like really championed it, and it just like became like a huge sensation. Not to say that you need to wait to be a sensation, but like your art will exist for it'll exist forever after you make it, especially with the internet. It'll be around forever. So like give people a bit. There's a lot to sort through, and people will get to it. And I think the right people will find it.
Yeah. You need to let the dough rise. You brought up a good point with another band that put something out. I mean, one of mine that I'll go to all the time is Def Leppard's Hysteria. It's one of the biggest albums in the history of the music industry. It didn't pop until 8 months after it was released.
Yeah.
Like, and it's honestly one of the biggest albums in the history of the music industry. And it took a long time for people to be like, okay, this is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
To go back to your original question about bands we played with, I think that's like why it's been so hard for me to like think of them, because we've played with like a lot of like really good bands, whether like they might be just like the local band that opens up the show if we're on tour or something, that are fucking rad. But a year will go by and you kind of stop hearing from them, or they break up, and which sucks because they were really good.
Yeah.
So maybe they just lost some motivation, or maybe it was just like a fun little thing that they wanted to do for a while. But it's unfortunate when bands like kind of give up. because we've seen a lot of really good bands that if they kept going, that I know for a fact would be like a household name.
Yeah, totally.
So, Sam, if there was one band in the history of time that you could have been a part of, what band would it have been?
Whoa.
Kali Masi hurts the lot.
Kali Masi hurts. Let me think about that. You know what? I was just thinking about this in a certain way earlier today because I was listening to you know the band Man Man from Philly. Yeah. I was I was really super into them in high school, and I was just listening to Rabbit Habits today. And yeah, I mean, those first 3 or 4 records, I saw them probably 3 or 4 times. And I can't think of a band that seems like it was more fun to be in. You know, they were just like a wild act to see. And the music is just so like vaudevillian, theatrical stuff. I think that would be a really fun fucking band to play in. Just for personal reasons, I just think it would have been a blast.
That's a great answer. I mean, that's fantastic. It's not the Beatles, which I appreciate. Now, John,
I feel Sam, I feel like if we grew up in the same town as Signals Midwest, we would have totally all been friends with them and started a band.
Yeah.
Because they're from like Cleveland or something. We're from suburbs of Chicago. So... And we didn't meet them until, a few years ago. Yeah. But I feel like we would have all really gotten along as kids.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Is that the band you would want to been a part of in your life?
Dude, I want to be in a band with Sam, so I guess I'm joining Man Man.
Kali Masi hurts to laugh.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a chat feature on the Zencaster thing, and I linked you to the Twitter post about Smash Mouth.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it pop up. Yeah.
Just want you guys to know that I was telling the truth.
Listen, we're going to put it out with the episode. So
I know Smash Mouth. I'm friends with Smash Mouth.
Sam Porter's friends with Smash Mouth. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you guys very long. So...
you can keep us as long as you want, Shane.
Okay. So one of the last questions, self-reflective of Kali Masi. And if you guys weren't a band tomorrow, what would you guys like your band to be most remembered for, beside Hurts to Laugh?
What do you think, John?
I'd say the music. I know that sounds dumb, but a lot of bands aren't actually remembered because of their music. They're like remembered because of something else. But I think our music's really good, and we put on a really good live show, and we try to sound tight and try to sound good. So, yeah.
I back the music portion. I may be a little biased in this, but I think I would hope that people dig into the lyrics a little bit harder and find stuff in there that find a lot to connect with in the lyrics, because that's my kind of intention, is to talk about the human experience in a way that I feel like isn't always communicated a ton. So yeah, music and lyrics.
Awesome. Yeah, because your lyrics are a little different than, say, I don't know, a Coheed where they sing about dragons and mountains and fire stars and space. You have actual lyrics about important things, which is cool.
Like Smash Mouth.
Just like Smash Mouth. Hey, now, we're all stars.
Yeah.
So I want to give you guys time right now to get anything off your chest that you want to say, and also tell everybody how to find all your stuff that's out there. And then we will get into our weekly threes after that. But I'd like you guys to, anything you want to say.
What are the weekly threes?
So you're probably just going to start pulling up your playlist. It's 3 things you're listening to that you want people to check out besides Kali Masi, First Laugh.
Sorry, what was your original question?
If you had anything you wanted to say to people out there, or your fans or new fans you're going to get from this show, is there anything you want to get off your chest?
Yeah. Definitely listen to our new record and our old record. And if you like them, share them with somebody that you think would also like them, instead of keeping it like your own little thing, your own little band that only you listen to. Because then if your friend likes us, you guys can come see us together.
Yeah. Share it with people. If you do the thing where you're like, a band posts something and then you share it on Instagram or something, like add it to your story, tag the band and tag your friends, tag like your specific friends who you think would like it. I just think and reach out to bands and tell them why you love it or what you love, and buy their record and buy their merch. And that stuff goes like such a long way. And yeah, I guess that's just plugging our own band. I don't really have anything I need to get off of my chest. I'm excited to watch the new season of I Think You Should Leave. I just
started it before this.
Okay, dope. All right. I'm about to start it after this. I just saw Zolo. That's good. I had a shower thought. It's summer. And if you have a body, that's your summer body, babe. You don't have to work on it. You got a summer bod. So
yeah, like your work is complete.
Yeah. If you have a body, if you're not a head in a jar, you got a summer body already. Go rock it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So let's get into our weekly threes. So, Sam, 3 things you're listening to right now that you'd like people to check out.
Let me, like I said earlier, I've been listening to the new Doja Cat record, Planet Her. It's good. I realized, after I listened to it about like 10 times, that I've been listening to the deluxe version, which is 20 songs instead of 12. So I like it a lot. The new Tyler, the Creator record is great. And I also want to plug Drive By Truckers, American band. It's a record that I return to all the time. It's a newer Drive By Truckers record. Not super new. They have 2 records after it. But I just think, I've been thinking about this all day because I've been listening to Drive By Truckers a lot. I think that Patterson Hood is probably like one of the greatest songwriters to talk so bluntly about the human experience and the experience as an American in a way that is completely in the face of what you'd think of a country band to do. And in that way, I think they are carrying the torch of the tradition of outlaw country, because they're like a very straightforward, like anti-hate country rock band, and it fucking rules. And that record is really blunt and unapologetic, and I get so much out of it all the time. So check out American Band by Drive By Truckers.
Awesome. John, what do you got for your threes this week?
Okay. New Drug Church EP called Tawny.
It's awesome.
Super good. Really, really love that band. Shit. Dude, I don't even listen to music. I just listen to podcasts.
Yeah, it can be a podcast.
Okay, so I think whoever is Quentin Tarantino's publicist was just like, hey, this week you're just going to do every podcast and then never, ever do a podcast again. So he's
quitting. He's quitting directing. That's so he's going around.
He's doing one more movie.
Yeah, he's been on every
TV
podcasts
with him. Yeah. He did Mark Maron's podcast. He did Joe Rogan's podcast. And he did Dak Shepard's podcast all in the same week. And they're actually like all kind of different interviews, but it is funny, like watching people ask him similar questions and then like him kind of give similar anecdotes. I know he's like so hyped up and so I don't think he's overrated. I think he's a great artist. But the way he's like so devoted to filmmaking and is such a nerd about filmmaking, and like listening to his interviews, I probably listen to 6 or 7 hours worth of just Quentin Tarantino being interviewed because he's on Joe Rogan, Armchair Expert, and Mark Maron. And like, it's just like really inspiring that he's just like, I want to make movies. I want to make them like this. I want to work with awesome people. And like, I don't know. It was inspiring. He has really good taste as a filmmaker, and he kind of just does things that he would think are cool. And his trajectory as a filmmaker is kind of similar. I always compare it to like being in a band, because he put out like his first movie, and it got some. I think that was Jackie Brown, or no, sorry, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, his first.
Yeah, it was his first one, and he just kind of like did that like as like a poor 28-year-old or whatever. He put that movie together, and then after the first record, after the first movie, he did, I think Jackie Brown or Pulp Fiction. But either way, like his career is like, it's almost like every movie has been a record by a band, and his career has taken 30 years to get to where it is today. But because of like all that effort that like and hard work that he put into just like following his dream as an artist, that he gets to make movies with people that he wants to make movies with about whatever he wants. And because they're good, he's going to probably be able to do that for as long as he wants. And people like kind of worship everything he has to say.
Well, he's like Smash Mouth. He only makes platinum movies. So
yeah,
I got to
was
listen
just
to
inspiring.
Those that sounds awesome.
Yeah, you would like him, Sam, because I don't know, it's just inspiring. Because I kept comparing it to being in a band and putting out a record, and like it's like, oh, our band has put out 2 records that I think are really good, and it'll probably take a few years for more and more people to like latch onto it. But like right after Jackie Brown or Pulp Fiction came out, like he was still like kind of gaining, still earning his place in the world, and he never gave up.
Well, he's true. He was true to his art. He is a historian, and he was true to what he wanted to do as a filmmaker, to be known as an Alfred Hitchcock, to be known as this is how I make movies, staying true to my art, and no one can take that away from me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I just went on a Quentin Tarantino rant, but that's literally all I've been listening to.
That's all right. We'll tweet at him. Maybe he'll come on this show next. We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be cool. John, did you listen to the Danny Trejo, Marin?
No, I didn't. I listened to Quentin on Dax Shepard's podcast.
Oh, gotcha.
But was the Danny Trejo one good?
Yeah, it's good. I've been reading a couple. There was a GQ article that was like an excerpt from his book, and that's why he's doing the podcast. But like, it just seems fucking cool. I want to. And he's got the Tarantino connection. That's why I asked. But yeah, it seems cool.
Yeah.
Interesting guy.
Nice.
All right.
I'll listen to that one.
So I'm going to throw out my 3 for this week. Joie de Vivre. If anybody knew who they were.
Chicago band. The area.
Illinois, yeah. Rockford, Illinois. Amazing album. Got back into it, the North End. This week, my next is The Home Team, an album called Better Off. They're a pop punk band from Seattle, Washington, kind of just doing the anthemic pop songs. It's good. It's very good. And last but not least, Hot Mulligan. I Won't Reach Out to You. They're an indie pop, punk, emo, whatever, from Lansing, Michigan. Really good album. I Won't Reach Out to You. So those are my 3 for this week. Sam or John, why don't you let everybody here listening know how to find everything that Kali Masi is doing, how to find your stuff, how to get your merch, how to follow what you guys are doing?
You can, a good Google search will definitely get you there, but we are Kali Masi Band, one word, on Instagram and Twitter and all of those like social media places. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Bandcamp. And we're in Chicago, so come find us.
Well, John, Sam, I want to thank you guys so much for being here this week. It's been awesome. Love the little areas we've been running to.
Hats off to Smash Mouth, Quentin Tarantino. We got some Kali Masi, Hurts to Laugh. So we got some things to pinpoint here. But
we
really
got some inside jokes.
Yeah. I'm sorry about this.
Really excited for what you guys are doing. Appreciate your artistry. Appreciate the music that you've given to me to enjoy. So thank you for that. And thank you guys for being here this week. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. We'll get our asses out to the East Coast real soon, I promise.
Yeah, can't wait for that. So everybody out there, you know what to do. Listen to Kali Masi and go out and have a great fucking time.
You said it.
Dance tonight. Find me before you go. Don't wanna ride home alone. I was a new kid in a rich town. Not a lot of friends around, but I found the only other one in the neighborhood. Our bond was unbreakable. Some people change, but we won't be everything that we could be. 'Cause the pact that we made was like cement shoes that look good in our youth. Water's up to our necks now, we gotta get out. Don't wanna be a souvenir. I got my own way to go, and I hope I see you there when the smoke clears. The inside jokes and new inner circles inside our old homes made an outsider out of me. Saw how much it lit you up to beat me down, beat me down, beat me down. So fly me like a fighter kite. I wish you'd cut my line and make it right. But I'm the crutch and I'm the sprain. It's a complex duality. Poison in the words you use. I grew up excluded and you press on the bruise. Breeze I feel within me, and it's taking me to places that I never believed. But I won't be everything that I could be, and I won't be everything that I should. Don't wanna be a souvenir. Got my own way to go, and I hope I see you there. I don't wanna be a trophy, dear. Let go my reign and I remain. I don't wanna be a souvenir.
Thanks again for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HiddenTracks99. Also, send all your submissions myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Tune in next week. You may find your new favorite band, and don't forget to go out and have a great fucking time.